After 5 years, I'm finally finishing this gable out. I've got the gable on the other end, which is on D-wall, and I'll spin you around there and let you see what this will look like after I get through with it. This is the D-wall gable. I've got it finished, even sprayed with polyurethane. I got the stove pipe in. You can see the batten strips. I did the live edge look on them. I really like doing that. It's a lot of fun, takes a little time, but it sure does look unique. What I had to do on this gable, well, on both gables, you can see these strips here. I had to fur this wall out a 1/2 inch because of the rafter thickness. I wanted my boards to go up over the top or the side of the rafter, so the rafter actually won't even be seen. And so I've ripped these strips a 1/2 inch thick and nailed them on. I've got blocking across here and across here to be able to nail the boards on. And I also went around the window so everything is coming out flush. I'm spacing these 1.5 inches apart, and I've got a little gauge that I'm just screwing on there to keep these boards 1.5 inches in a distance. What that does, that gives me a little more room and keeps the board looking wider, because I'll rip my batten strips will be 3¼ inches, and then I'll do the live edge thing on them. I've got my stair gauges on my square here. If you can see, I'm not sure you can with the light, I've got it set on 8 inches here on the short leg and 8 inches on the long leg. And that lets me be able to mark all the way across the board, so I can cut the 45, which would be a 12-12 pitch roof, which is what this cabin has. And I can just lay that up there and mark all the way across the board, and then make this cut here to fit the pitch of the roof. And I'm cutting these from the back side, because sometimes my saw, the foot on my saw leaves little marks, and I've already sanded these, and so I don't want to have to sand them again. All right, I'll go ahead and get this cut. I'll get my measurement here. And I need 63½ inches. I'll just mark that with a square. I have another skill saw with my little edge guide on it, and I'm going to go ahead and cut a groove, 2 grooves, about 3½ inches from the edges, and that lets the wood relax. If it's got a bowl or a cup or something in it, you can actually work the board and get the edges up tight against your framing. So I'm going to go ahead and put the grooves in, and that way when I put it up, it should be easier to get on there and to make it stay right or look right. Now that groove is about 1/4 inch deep. Let's see if we can get this up. I believe that's going to work. I'm going to do my nailer. I've got my spacers in there, 1.5 inches. I'll have to make a strip to fill in right here so that I can trim the window out. I've got all the boards on, with the gap in between, the 1.5 inch gap, and I'm ready now to put the batten strips on. I've already got them cut, but first I've got to trim this window out. I'm just using a box trim. It's something really simple. Before I put the strips on, I'll put an 1.5 inch board or strip that goes up down the rake, and that'll give me something to actually butt the batten strips up to at the top. They'll all have a 45-degree angle cut on them. When I'm doing box trim, which is just square cuts, I like to make a little bitty mark right here to get my margin and my reveal down the side of the trim and up above. I just set my dry square or combination square at about 5/32. That's about the amount of reveal that I like. I've got all of these cut to length, and what I've done, I left 1/4 inch on the back side. I just measured in 1/4 inch, and I cut this bevel on a 30-degree bevel. That's just something that I like to do. It just looks nice and neat. Of course, these are just straight edges, and I'm just taking a little skill saw and I'm just going crookedy down through there. Then I'll come back and I'll grind it with a handheld grinder with a 36 grit disc on it. Then I'll sand it with a random orbital and maybe use a palm sander also. It just puts a crooked edge on there, like a live edge would be. I'll do both sides of it. Now where I have a knot, I kind of veer out around the knots for something. It just looks better, where you can see more of the knot. I'll just take my grinder now and I'll just kind of round all that over. Now I'll take my random orbital, a small 5-inch random orbital, and I'll just kind of clean that up, what I just got through doing. I'm nailing this trim on with a 2-inch nail in my finish gun. I have the header piece on. You can see, put an angle on that. That's something I like to do. That's a 7-degree angle. And I left a little bit, I think that's a 1/2 inch overhang from the side of the trim. The trim is 5.5 inches on the sides and the top. It's a nice, clean, simple trim. Nothing real fancy. They're just nice and clean. I've started putting the batten strips on, and I'm doing the live edge look. You see that looks just a little bit on the crooked side. I really like the way that looks. It gives it some character. I've got a different rough lengths here on the floor paired up, and you're looking at the back side. I always put the sanded side to the sanded side, so you're looking at the back side of the boards. These are 3 3/4 inch wide. And that gives me plenty room to do my live edge and still look right up there. I have these all marked to cut off now. I'll take them all down and work them all out before I bring them back up. That'll save me a lot of trips up and down the ladder. What I've done, I have an 1 1/8 inch little piece of wood here. I'm holding it right on the edge of the board there. This would be the long point, and I'm making a little mark there. And when I go to mark these for length, I just put the long point right up there on that mark. It's right there. Just a real light mark. Let's see what we can do about getting these crookedy batten strips on. Well, that side looks good. See what we can do about the other side. Oh, I have to pull that nail out. That nail followed the grain of that yellow pine. Shot out. Well, I got to get that out. Doggone it. A little too close to the edge. Well, I've finished this gable in the loft area. I'm really happy with the way it turned out. It's nice and clean. Takes a little time to do those batten strips, but I kind of enjoy doing that. I think I've mentioned that before. The window looks nice and neat with the simple box trim on it.